and welcome to White Wolf Yoga and to today's Yin style class. So Yin, if you're not sure, is sort of a different style from Hatha. We tend to work a lot deeper into the body, so we work with our connective tissue, the fascia, ligaments, tendons within the body. This type of class is brilliant for increasing flexibility and the range of movement, and also protecting and supporting our joints. Typically in a Yin class we tend to use a lot of props, so blocks, bolsters, straps, things like that. But in today's class we're going to go prop free. So that means that you can just practice this class wherever you are, whenever you like, and you don't need to worry about any equipment. So when you're ready, I'll meet you on the mat. So we'll start in child's pose. You can either take the knees wider, keeping the toes together. So this option's a little bit deeper. If you're a beginner or you know you're quite tight, you might want to keep the knees directly underneath the body. So finding your option of child's pose, and then just allowing the belly and the chest to drop down towards the ground, outstretching the arms in front of the body, and taking the forehead to the mat. If you're uncomfortable with the forehead going straight down onto the floor, take your hands onto opposite elbows, and that way you can make a little prop with your arms, using the forearms as a pillow. Well, let's just settle in here. So if this is your first Yin class, just to let you know to expect something different from the typical yoga you may have practiced before. So we take things really slowly in the class. We're going to be holding our poses today from anywhere between 1 and 3 minutes. We're going to try and follow 3 principles today. We're looking for the edge in our stretch. So that means that we want to find the sensation of the stretch feeling deep, but not beyond the edge, not beyond that sensation. If we start to feel strain or pain, just take it back a little. When we're in our pose, we want to find stillness. So resist the temptation to fidget and move around if you can. Looking for space as you hold the pose. Thirdly, we want to really stay connected to our breath today. We work a lot on improving our flexibility, increasing our joints' range of movement. And we can really deepen and emphasize those benefits by allowing the breath to stay slow and deep. And how that works is the breath sort of dictates the nervous system. And the breath can move us into the parasympathetic or the sympathetic nervous system. That's fight or flight, and rest and relax. And when we're in the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and relax, and the muscles soften. And it's there when the muscles are soft that through time we're able just to work that little bit deeper into the body, beyond the muscular level and into the connective tissue. If we were to breathe quite slowly and panicky, our nervous system would react to that panic and tense and tighten up. So our 3 principles today, we'll try and find the edge of our stretch. We'll find stillness as we hold. And we'll breathe slowly and deeply. So find your breath here in this first position in our child's pose. See if you can breathe in and out through the nose, but if at any point you feel like a big sigh, go for it. It can allow a little bit more release of tension. See if you can direct the breath in and out of the belly so that on an inhale you feel the belly rise. And as you exhale, you feel the belly soften. You're also sensing the rise and fall, the whole of the body as you breathe, move through each pose. If you start to feel tingling in any of the limbs, any the arms down to the hands or the legs down to the feet, just gently ease out. And if you're used to practicing yoga but perhaps not yin, notice how the same poses that you practice can feel really quite different with this alternative approach. Just take a little scan of the body now. How are you feeling in this first position? Are you holding on to any tension anywhere, anything that you can allow to just let go? Maybe in the neck and the shoulders. Maybe in the face, are you tensing or clenching anywhere? Can you soften? Can you relax? We'll also try and stay with that theme of relaxation as we work through our practice today. Okay, nice and slowly, walk the hands up towards the body, gently walking up and out of our child's pose. So all the movements, including the transitions through this class, are slow and soft, so nothing dynamic, nothing jerky, keep in control, keep relaxed. Okay, so we're going to set the knees back in line with the feet if they were wider. Now this is a deep one. Before we go into it, we'll just pop into tabletop and just patter the feet up and down off the floor, move the hips side to side, relax the head, so just feeling a bit more back into normal alignment. And then we're going to tuck our toes under and push the hips back onto the heels and come into kneeling. Okay, so this is deep, and if you've not done this one before, even holding it for a few seconds can feel intense. It gets too crampy, untuck the toes and come back in when you can, so no pressure. If the pain is in the knees, you don't want to push through any sensation here. Right, so we've got our little toes, and we're just going to take the little toe on each foot and just pull it out to the side so that we've got space on the balls of the feet. Lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. Now just to emphasize this openness of the heart, bring the hands around behind the body and either take hold of opposite elbows, or if you can, take a prayer position with the hands in the mid-back, lifting the heart. So we're not going to hold this as long as we held our child's pose. We're going to try and take a minute here if we can, and it's deep, I know. Come back to those three principles. Find the edge of your stretch. Find stillness. And breathe. If it's a little bit too intense, but you don't want to come out, just shift the chest forward. Ideally, we want to keep the shoulders stacked over the hips, over the heels and the toes. Slow and deep with the breath. This is a very intense position, but it's really, really beneficial on releasing the fascia to the soles of the feet. And those benefits flow all the way along the back line of the body, so it's going to help our hamstrings, our glutes, our hips, all the way along the spine. Almost there. Breathe through. Direct the breath to the toes. 10 more seconds, keep lifting the heart. And one, well done, nice and slowly. Come back into tabletop. Untuck your toes and just patter them up and down off the ground. Just for a little further release, extend the right leg away from the body, push the heel back, and then we'll do the other leg. We'll go left leg. Send the heel away, keeping the toes on the floor, just a nice release, going up the Achilles to the calf, back into tabletop. Okay, so grounding through the hands, we're going to inhale, lift the right leg up, tiger, and just twirl out the ankle, get that foot moving, twirl it both directions. And we're going to look to the outside of the right hand. Inhale, and as we exhale, can you step the right foot and place it on the outside of the right hand. Left toes tuck under, left leg walks back and away from the body, toes flat to the floor. If you need to cushion, you can double your mat up like this and put the knee on top of the doubled up mat just for a little bit of support in the joint if you need it. Okay, so lizard, but yin style. I'm going to try and hold a couple of minutes if we can. Let's ease into this. We're not using props today. It might be that you just stay on your palms, you don't go any deeper. We'll all start here, just finding a softening of the body. Can you relax the chin down towards the chest? Feel the weight of the head fall heavy. Maybe soften the elbows a little bit, see how you feel sinking deeper. If you want to go all the way, take your forearms onto the mat. Let's hold here and breathe. Look for stillness. Find the edgiest stretch, so if that means you want to go more, shift the arms, the forearms, a little bit further forward towards the top of your mat. And relax. So there's a lot less distraction in this style of yoga, which means that we have to go inward a bit more, which as well as the body feeling uncomfortable can cause the mind to feel uncomfortable. Sitting with ourselves, sitting with silence is something that perhaps we're not really that used to. So if you find this difficult in the mind, you're not alone, it's completely normal. Don't put any expectation or pressure on yourself to be thinking or feeling anything specifically. Whatever comes up here is what's right for you. Don't shove it back down, let it come up. And we're working with our hips like we are now. We're working with releasing negativity, tension, tightness that has been manifesting here but also in our minds. So it's a nice way of finding release, both physically and mentally. Keep relaxing in, keep breathing deep. Can you feel that left hip softening further down towards the floor as you take each exhale? Scan the body. Can you bring more softness, more relaxation within? Last few breaths. Maintain and hold the stillness as long as you hold the pose. Well done. Nice and slowly, take this easy. Bring the hands back if you're on the forearms to the inside of the right foot. Shift the hips back. Oh, feels good. Coming on. Right leg up. Drop it back and over towards the left side. Scorpion tail. Just get that leg moving a little. And release the right knee down onto the mat. Into tabletop. Just to reset, can you move the hips back to child's pose? We're not going to hold here for too long. Just relaxing. Notice any difference that you might be experiencing in terms of flexibility from one side of the body to the other. Let's see if we can find that balance as we move towards lizard on the left leg. Inhale, roll up. Find your tabletop. Left leg lifts, just twirl up the ankle, both ways. Look into the little finger side of the left hand. Inhale, gently step it across. Exhale, get that knee lines up over the ankle and walk the right leg away. So let's see how we're feeling with this right leg. So stop when you start to feel the stretch. Begin together with our hands planted into the mat, and that might be where we end up for the whole pose. Relax the chin towards the chest. Start to feel yourself sinking. If you're ready for a bit more, soften the elbows, take it gently, perhaps bringing the forearms down until you've got the edge of your stretch. Forearms can shift forward to deepen. You can also walk that back leg a bit further back as well if you want more. Let's hang in here and breathe. So I'll talk a little bit less on this side, just to give you more of an opportunity to really notice what's going on with less external distraction. Remember 3 principles: edge of the stretch, find stillness, and breathe. Consciously send the breath a little deeper down into the hips, really directing the breath and the energy to where we're focusing on. If you're struggling with the mind drifting and you want something to kind of hook onto, if you hold, as you exhale, say to yourself in your mind, let it go with each exhale. And that'll maybe just encourage you to sink that little bit deeper into the pose as you breathe out. Almost there. Holding the stillness. A few more breaths. Well done, nice. Slowly walk the hands, if you're on the forearms, back into place. Push the hips away, send that left leg up and over. Scorpion tail, just get the leg moving. Twirl the ankle if it feels it needs. And then release the left knee down and reset with child's pose. Falling over the thighs, head towards the ground. Maybe you might even want to just gently rock the hips side to side here if it feels nice. Okay, so we're next going to work a little bit more on the front line of the body. So we're going to roll up onto all fours, and then we're going to set our forearms down onto the floor and come into Sphinx. So Sphinx is supported. We've got our elbows directly underneath the shoulders, forearms on the floor, the legs about hip distance apart. And if you notice, the lower ribs are sort of floating off the mat. If this feels too intense on the back, and remember we're going to try and hold this about 1.5 minutes towards 2 minutes. If this is too much, you can slide your forearms out a little bit and bring the lower ribs onto the mat. So you've got this option, a bit less intense. This option, a bit more. Okay, finding your Sphinx, either variation. Let's hold. And breathe. So you've really got the time with this class to focus on what each pose does to the body. How it makes you feel. And where and what do you feel? These kind of classes can help us get to know our bodies that little bit better. We can find niggles. We can find imbalances. And then through our practice, with a little bit of time and effort, we can hopefully correct and heal. Eyes can be open or closed, whichever you prefer. If you're comfortable closing them, it can sometimes help just to withdraw a bit more to what's going on within, to really feel. Find the edge of the pose. Find stillness. And breathe. Almost there. So next, we're going to move towards a shoulder opener. And we'll talk us into this, but once we're in, I won't talk because the position muffles the mic and it won't sound very relaxing as you listen. So we've got our left arm, keep it where it is. If you're in this extended Sphinx, just pull the elbows back so they're underneath the shoulders. And you see this gap here. We're going to thread the right arm under it and bring the right shoulder to the floor. Legs just relaxed away from the body. And then walk the left arm across. Nice and slowly slide in that left elbow and then the right elbow back into Sphinx. We'll go the other way. We'll go left hand slide onto the right elbow, left shoulder to the floor, right arm across. Gently release. Slide in right elbow and left elbow back into place. So reset here. We're going to take the hands onto the elbows, using the forearms as a pillow. Rest the head down and just settle. And be giving the hips a gentle rock from side to side. Just allowing the body to fall back into its natural alignment. Gently take the hands underneath the shoulders and inhale, press up into tabletop and exhale, push back to child's pose, relax. Okay, so we're going to switch up our positioning, but first take a tabletop, and then from tabletop go for inhale into cow and an exhale into the cat. Inhale to find neutral spine, and then as you exhale we're going to come to a seated position for cobblers. So we've got our hips on the floor, the soles of the feet together, the knees out to the side. We're going to try and hold this for 2.5 to 3 minutes. It's quite a long one. If you're used to doing cobblers, but it's in a more traditional class, your heels might be closer in towards the body, it's more intense. Just be aware that we're holding for longer, so if you want to ease off a bit, slide the feet further forward away from the body. And we'll go in with our hands around the feet like this. Okay, so inhale and lift. And as you exhale, gently bring the head forward. And then when you feel deep enough, drop the chin down towards the chest and send the head down towards the feet. Relax. Find the edge of the stretch, so that might mean you want more. You could take the fingers away from the feet and crawl them forward. Find stillness. and breathe. Each exhale, the knees fall a little closer down to the mat as the hips open. The spine softens, the shoulders relax, the arms feel heavy. Let go of any tension in the neck. Soften the jaw. All of the facial muscles relax. Even the eyes feel heavy in the sockets. Let the crown of the head fall down towards the mat. And breathe. If you were to scan the body now, from the head to the toes, is there anywhere at all that you can find just a little bit more release, more softness? Falling deeper into that edge. Each breath taking you further. Okay, gently, when you're ready, walk the hands up and re-lengthen the spine. So we'll place the soles of the feet on the floor, bring the knees together. We'll just windscreen wipe the knees right, head left, and then we'll go inhale, exhale, knees left, head right. Just doing that once more each side. Back to the middle. Okay. And then we're going to set our legs wide. We're going to come into Dragonfly. So legs are wide. Just taking the inner thighs, rolling them back a little. We're going to warm up for this one because it's a deep one. We're not going to hold it as long as we held our cobblers. We still want to just ease into it. So hands are on the floor, take an inhale, and then just exhale, coming down over to the right. Inhale, and just take a few circles as you're warming up. Feeling that into the inner thighs, into the groins. Maybe taking the chest a little bit further down on each round. Further over to each of the legs, and then have a go the other way. Go over towards the left and then back up. A couple more. Okay, and then back to the middle. So we're going to go for Dragonfly, where we're going to fold down towards the floor. If you've had any back issues, such as sciatica or lower back pain, I recommend that you just take the hands out in front of the body like this and hold here so that you're not collapsing through the lower back. So option is to hold here, you're using the hands to support the body, but then you can drop in like this. If you want a bit more, find the edge of your stretch, walking the arms forward and bringing the belly and the chest down towards the floor. And it's not important how deep you get. What matters is that you feel your edge, and then hold and breathe here. We're going for just over a minute if we can. Come out sooner if you need. Don't wait for the full count if you're feeling uncomfortable. Send that energy, that awareness down into the legs. Feeling them soften more and more with each and every exhale. Almost there, well done. We'll go for a few more breaths. When you're ready, walk the hands back up towards the body, nice and tall through the spine. We'll come back to that windscreen wiper in the knees. Support the hands by the sides, knees right, head left, and then the other way. And then once more, each side. And coming to the middle. So we're going to lay flat on our backs next. So take yourself, ease yourself down, vertebrae by vertebra. We'll just give the knees a squeeze in. Massage the spine. And then we're going to take our feet flat. Then slide the legs out. Reach the arms up and overhead. And grab onto opposite elbows. So we're going to take next one of my favourite positions for opening out the side of the body, the lateral lines. And it's a variation on banana pose. We want to keep both of our shoulders rooted into the floor, but start to move the arms over to the right side. Watch the left shoulder though. If the left shoulder starts picking up, just take that as an indication to gently ease back a little so that those two shoulders stay on the floor. Once they're in position, walk the feet over towards the right as well, so you've got that banana shape going on. If you want to hold yourself in this position, you can cross the left ankle over the top of the right, and it will just keep that leg a little bit more drawn over towards the right. If it's too deep, no need to cross. And just finding your shape and breathing into it. Really expansive through that left side, all the way from the hip. You might feel this into the waist, and the ribs and the shoulder. Big belly breath, slow and deep. And slowly bring the arms back, uncross if the legs were crossed, so you're in the middle again, and then we'll go to the other side. So we'll bring the arms over to the left, but keep making sure the right shoulder stays grounded. Then walk the legs to the left, and then cross the right leg if you want more depth, over the left foot. Find that banana shape here. And breathe into the right side of the body. breath. Coming towards the end of our practice now. Just really taking the time to appreciate this stillness, this peace from within, this connectedness to our breath, to our body and to our mind. Inhale back to center when you're ready with the arms and then the legs. And just before we finish, we're going to twist it out. So bend the knees, feet on the floor, arms wide, palms rolled up. Can you cross the left leg over the right? You can cross it once or you can cross the ankle over again, so it's like a double cross. And then drop the knees to the right side. Turn the head to the left. Inhale to center. Change the cross, go right over left once or twice. Drop knees left side, turn the head to the right. So our last position of our yin class today. Find your edge. Hold the stillness. And breathe. Through center. Inhale, uncross. And as you exhale, just give the knees a big squeeze into the body. Massage on the spine. And then when you feel ready, drop the feet onto the floor. Slide the legs out and fall into your final shavasana. Namaste.